the first host that went on the air with you.
Yes, sir.
I swore it was a magic trick.
Right. It looks like a magic trick. But
it is a stain remover in an aerosol form, so you don't have to get on your hands and knees. You don't have to do any scrubbing. Your background and your family for years had vacuum stores in Southern Florida.
Right. Well, I was raised in a vacuum business. I had my own little store in South Florida in Boca Raton, and a lot of customers down there were people that clean houses for a living, hotels, restaurants, that type of area. And I sold vacuum cleaners, and they loved the vacuums that I sold them, and they wanted stain remover, so I sold them what I had. And the vacuums didn't come back, but the stain remover did.
Okay.
And they were very upset. And when you're a small merchant, that's the last thing you want. So I developed my own. Let me show you how this works.
Watch this.
And what I did, Dan, is when I developed this, I started selling it to other vacuum stores. So you don't have to get on your hands and knees. All you do is point and spray, and there's no soaps or bleaches. There's actually a foaming agent in this that actually lifts and separates the stain instantly. So what you're seeing is not a magic trick. It's the formula. It's my own formula. You cannot get this product anywhere else. And the reason it's so successful is because it makes removing stains easy. And even the tough stains, pet stains, be it number 1 or number 2, the nice thing is it not only removes the stains, but it also takes out the odor, which is great also. So you can see, just point and spray, let the product do the work for you.
So it's lifting the stain.
Right.
It will then crystallize it. You're going to come back and vacuum anyway, whether it be that weekly vacuuming.
Right.
The stains are gone.
Right. And
did you see that?
Yeah.
We did. That's live TV.
Right. And if you watch exactly, you had mentioned, this is exactly how it works. The stain is allowed to fall down from the carpet fiber. It goes to the bottom of the carpeting. It dries to a crystal. And when you do your regular vacuuming, you don't have to make a special trip.
Right.
Your regular vacuuming, you'll suck up the residue. It's that easy.
We've had over 1 million cans of this that have been purchased here at QVC. And for the longest time, it wasn't on the air. It's been a product that we've carried nonstop for 14 years on QVC.com.
Right.
But our viewers said, I want to see it. I want to see it again. So it is now back in a set of 2. In this configuration, we've had well over 50,000 sets.
Right.
You just put permanent marker on
this
carpet.
is real permanent marker. And we use permanent marker. It's the toughest we can find. It's permanent ink. It's not supposed to come out.
Right.
But I like doing comparisons. I think some people think, stain remover, stain remover. But if you go to the store, this is a very popular brand. We can tell by the color. And what they tell you to do is to actually, be pretty liberal, put a lot of product on there.
Get on your hands and knees, do a little bit of scrubbing.
Right, because your carpet obviously is not waist high, so you're on your hands and knees. And then they want you to rub and scrub. So we're rubbing and scrubbing. Now you can see this is very soapy.
Right.
Okay, and remember, our product has no soaps in it. Now the problem with soaps is it actually attracts dirt sometimes, so the stain gets even worse.
This got a tiny bit of it up, but not much.
Right.
This is the more expensive
This is
oxygenated cleaners.
Right, and you can see it's not nearly as soapy, but again, we're running into the same problem, and the directions are such that you're supposed to, again, scrub and scrub. So, put
and
a lot
then
of effort
blot.
into it. Right. Okay, so this is the problem
And that got a little bit of it. But
so when I had my store and I sold these products, this was the problem I had. People would bring it back and go, it just doesn't work.
Right.
So we developed this. So watch this, Dan. As soon as this hits, you can see it lifts and separates the stain. That's real permanent marker. That's the same marker we use for everybody. So all you do is point and spray. It lifts and separates the stain, falls down to the bottom, no rubbing or scrubbing. So again, if I were on my, standing, I can shoot from the hip. But just to be fair, let's go over the competition. What I tell people is, if you have tough stains, if you have pets, this is so very different from anything you could get at the supermarket that it just deserves a chance. If you don't like it, obviously you send it back.
It comes down to this. All of us have spills in our homes on a regular basis that become stains.
Right.
I know from my own experience, and I've told the story, black shoe polish on a white carpet.
Tough.
The only people who ever buy white carpet are young, dumb people like me at that time in my life.
It looks pretty until you get the shoe polish on it.
Yeah, but that sat for 2 years. I could not get it out. It was a liquid dauber shoe polish, and I used his product. It took a couple hits, but it got it out.
Right.
As a pre-spotter,
it's wonderful.
On laundry, it's great.
Wonderful to pre-treat stains. Now this is lipstick, which is very thick in substance, and the aerosol comes out in a much greater velocity than a liquid, so you can actually punch through some of these stains. Now I could probably get most of that out, but if I couldn't, pop it in the wash. Let the agitation from the laundry take the rest out.
Joe, I've known you for 14 years. I consider you and your family dear friends. Yes. If his product cannot get that stain out of your carpet, your next solution is a pair of scissors.
Yeah.
That really is about it.
That's a good point, too.
6 feet away.
A lot of stains are permanent.
Right.
I can't remove every stain.
Right.
But if it doesn't come out, chances are
this is red dye on a light colored carpet. You're going to see this live. We have a picture-in-picture.
Right. And I'm
He's
shooting from
standing
6 feet away.
6 feet away.
And the reason I'm over-exaggerating this is because I want to show you how the formula works. The formula works that when it hits the stain, okay, it breaks the bond
Lifts
instantly.
it up.
Yeah, it just, and then it falls down to the bottom of the carpeting.
Yep.
It'll dry to a crystal. And even if you only vacuum once a week, when you do your weekly vacuuming or however often you vacuum, you will suck up the residue. It is that simple, and it works. You know, everything I do here, from the pet stains to the permanent marker,
Right.
I have to have verified by an independent
absolutely.
laboratory. You know, you guys won't let me
Our
know
legal
here.
department is extremely strict, and I've used the product. It's a staple. It's one of those, you should have a couple cans in the cupboard underneath the kitchen sink, ready to go.
Well, again, we've been here 14 years. If
Yep.
this didn't work, I wouldn't be here 14
minutes,
days.
yeah.
14 minutes.
That's true.
Okay, I'm going to show you this. This is actually one carpeting. It's really neat. Different colors, and I like to use this carpeting because I want to show you there's no bleach in this product. There's no harsh solvent, so it's not going to ruin the color of the carpeting. Okay,
Look at
all that. This is actually like a dried wine stain. All you do is spray and let the formula do the work for you. Again, no soaps, no bleaches. That's it. 1, 2, 3.
If there's a little left, you come back, you hit it again.
And listen, if it
But
resurfaces,
look
of
at
course.
that.
And you know what? If it's a mystery stain, then it
Right.
may require a little agitation. But for the most part, these are real stains, and it works just like this. When you
And
take
don't
it
forget
home.
your upholstery
Right.
in your automobile. Over 200 on the phone lines right now. You'll actually see the foam change color. And if you've got a canister vacuum, you'll notice that the crystals you pick up are different colors because of the stain that it broke up.
Absolutely. So you can see this could be grease, this could be mud, this could be red fruit drink to kids. This is wonderful for cars. We've had, before I was on QVC, we used to sell this to car detailers all over the country.
And you didn't scale back the formula from the professional formula that it was to sell it to home use.
Absolutely not. I mean,
Okay.
the reason we're here is because it is a professional formula product.
That's how I started before you.
Right? That's okay.
We always
Look.
do a race at the end of the presentation.
Right. So again, all you do is point your pet stains. It not only removes the stains, it also removes the odors, which is wonderful. And the nice thing about that is the pets are less likely to go back and mark the same spot. So again, if you don't tired of getting your hands and knees, maybe you have arthritis, or like my dad's got a really bad back.
Right.
You just don't want to have
Look
to
at
get
this.
on your hands and knees and rub and scrub. Just try this product.
That is a black stain
Yeah, but
on
you're
a
cheating,
light
Dad.
colored
Look,
card.
you
I
got to
was
get the whole
cheating.
stain out.
Well, that's why you're here.
No, it's not all
my
about
show.
winning.
Coming up in a little bit, Joe's coming back a little bit later on. What Joe did was reinvented your kitchen and your bathroom sponge. Most sponges that are sold here in America are made of cellulose, which is wood pulp.
Right.
Not necessarily the most absorbent thing in the world.
No.
So we're going to show you sponges that you can put in the top rack of your dishwasher
sir.
and sanitize every single time you use them, which means